I'll just put it on the computer, I guess. Okay. I'm going to record this, and that way I will upload it to the event page so that if there's anyone that wasn't able to get on, or maybe they get on late, then they'll be able to watch it later. So, but thank you all so much for coming onto the call tonight. This is What's This Business All About? And really, it's kind of an event that we just started in the last few months or so, just to kind of share more about the business of Yoli. At the Better Body presentation, of course, you'll watch videos and hear testimony as to what Yoli's done for us physically and emotionally. But we really want to hone more in on what the business has done for so many of us financially. You know, every one of us comes from a different walk of life, and so maybe we just, you know, some want to make $100 a week, and maybe some, you know, maybe a little more than that. But also that some people just want to find something that is rewarding and that they love, and that they want to retire from their job maybe, and be able to do something like this. And so because of the fact that we love what we do so much, we wanted to be able to share a little bit with you about our stories. And so I have some fantastic business members and friends that are going to get on here with us and share their story so that you can hear a little bit about their life. And we have Bree first that's going to be talking, and she's been in the business of Yoli for about 15 months. And by the way, you guys, would you mind just let's see, muting yourself if you're on, and then we'll just have Bree, we'll have you on, and you can unmute yourself, obviously. So go ahead, Bree. Thank you so much.
All right, sure. Thanks for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, perfect. So as Jeannie said, I started as a customer in April of 2016. I joined the business in June of 2016. So I've been doing this for about 15 months and never looked back. So when we started as a customer, I really didn't come in. Oh, there's my husband. I really didn't come in with much weight to lose at all, but I was really looking for more of an emotional transformation and an energy crash. I was like zero energy, working all the time, going to grad school, and that almost turned around immediately. I ended up losing 14 pounds total, and 11 inches, and just so much less anxiety. And it's just been really, really great for my energy levels and getting through my busy day. So after that, I was like, well, this is sweet. And I have actually owned my own photography business for the past 4 years. And so I kind of have that like business side of me is always in the back of my mind. And I thought, you know, I love the products. I might as well get some for free by joining the business. At that time, I was in my last year of occupational therapy school for my master's degree. And yeah, I'm going to be Jen and Jeannie when I grow up. And so by that point, I had racked up 6 figures in student loan debt, which is so not cool. And so I was like, you know what, maybe if I start, it can just, you know, be some grocery money, put some extra towards our student loans. And little did I know how much that financial transformation would be such a blessing in our lives. And I really tell people, you know, my physical and emotional transformation was great and I've loved it. But Yoli's financial transformation has made the biggest impact, and it's been the biggest blessing in our lives so far. I became qualified on day 27. So your first goal is to get your product for free and get qualified in your first 28 days. And I like to live life on the edge, so I did it on day 27. So I hit my goal there. And then we became car qualified in 10 months. So you can see, I don't know if you can see it. There's my Yoli car right there. Yeah. I love it. And so that happened in 10 months. And then as of right now, I have been able to pay off $21,000 in student loans. Not all of that is from Yoli money, but that has been a huge, substantial amount has gone towards that. And I think the biggest thing is that, you know, I really love occupational therapy, and it's something that I feel that God has given me those talents to do that job. But Yoli has really given me the option of not having to make that a 40-hour-a-week career on call, working nights, doing paperwork all the time. And what Yoli really gave me was the option to say, you know what, I can work 2 days a week as an occupational therapist and do Yoli for the rest. So that's what I've been doing right now. I work on Tuesdays and Wednesdays as an LT, and then I do Yoli for the rest of the week along with my photography photography business. And so it's really just been a great way to open up options for our family and say, it's not easy, I'll tell you that. But if you really put the work in and, you start changing people's lives and you put more thought and more effort between whose life am I going to change instead of, I have to get to this rank or I have to get, this dollar amount, you're really, really going to reap the benefits. And you're doing it by helping people and by changing people's lives. And so I love helping people with their physical and emotional transformation because that's a huge part of Yoli. But something that's so, 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 so awesome for me is when I see people that I've gone to school with, who I also know have tons of student loans, and when I can help them pay off a student loan or go on a vacation that they totally need after going through 3 years of grad school and have Yoli be able to pay for that, I think that's really huge. And so that's something I feel really strongly about is, definitely make sure that you're offering this financial transformation and, don't be ashamed to share that with people because you never know what a blessing it's going to be. So thank you for having me. I have to run. I'm slightly in the middle of a BBP right now. And so I have to get to that. But Jeannie, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so, so much. I so appreciate it.
Yes.
It's so amazing how, Bree's an OT, I'm an OT, my sister's an OT. We have a lot of therapists and nurses and people who work in healthcare in Yoli, and that's what I love so much. And, like Bree was saying too, the student loans, I mean, there can be any reason why you join the team of someone who's invited you to this call. And really, it can be for student loans, maybe it's a cell phone bill. I don't know about you guys, but mine is insane with a family of 6. And maybe a car payment or just some kind of thing that you want to work towards that you are kind of cutting it close each month and being able to pay for it. It's just an amazing opportunity to be able to not only be able to take care of those things, but you're helping people in the process. So what better way to have a business? So thank you, Bree, so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Yes. All right, guys, so our next guest speaker is also in the middle of a BDP, a Better Body presentation, but she was so kind to be able to hop on here to share her story. And it's actually my friend Veronica, who is a single mom of 5 daughters. Every day, it's kind of like, holy cow, I don't know how she does it. But she does that as well as many other things that she has in her life, and also has an amazing Yoli journey and a Yoli business that I can't wait for her to share. And she's right here, Veronica.
Can you guys see me? Because I can't see anybody.
Oh, that's okay. I can hear you. You're good.
Can you see me? Okay, I can see myself now.
There you go. I can hear your voice. And are you still there, Veronica?
I'm here.
Okay, so go ahead. I can hear you, so you're good.
Okay, but nobody can see me?
Right.
Oh, wow. Thanks. I can see myself. Okay. Basically, I mean, I know this isn't about physical or emotional or any of the other stuff. It's a financial thing and how you really change your life. But it did start with physical. I got on the system back in July of 2013, so just a little over 4 years ago, and lost 70 pounds and 60 inches within, no, don't leave the meeting. Tommy, it's going to leave the meeting. Can you still hear me?
Yep, I can still hear you.
Okay. 70 pounds and 60 inches in 4.5 months. I originally got on just because my mom had been diagnosed with cancer, and I had already researched and studied all this stuff about, I was in school getting my bachelor's in psychology, and I had, done all these studies. I'd seen all these studies, and I just wanted my mom to try it. So within her first 30 days, she lost a little bit of weight. But she also, when we went to the doctor, he had told her your cancer not only is shrinking, it's not only shrinking, but your cancer is not only I am like so used to saying my physical before financial that I'm like rushing into this. And I'm at another BBP, guys, and so I'm like, I can half hear them and I need to get in there and tell my story there. But basically where I came from was single mom. When I met Jeannie, I met her on a soccer field, and you guys, most of you know her and have seen her, and she looks amazing. And so she was wearing the Philly stuff, and I asked her what she was what it was, what Yoli was, and she kind of blew me off, and I pursued her and asked her, to give me more information. She did. I went to a BBP myself, got on the kit. My mom got on a kit. Her cancer had stopped growing and shrinking, and she's still in remission. No medical claims here, but it did something for her. So that was when I decided to invest in the business. Now, I didn't really do anything with the business at first. It took me I invested, but it took me about 8 months to even actually do the business. So it's been about 3.5 years now since I've been doing that. But the reason it took me that long is because I had every excuse in the world not to do business. I was a single mom, recently divorced. I had 5 daughters. One with special needs. I have 5 daughters with special needs, not had, I have. And at the time, I was going to school full time online from the hours of 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. I had 4 girls in 3 different schools, 2 different calendar schedules. They were ranged from the ages of 2 to 11 years old. I ran an in-home daycare just to make ends meet. I was living off of government assistance, food stamps, SIP, you name it, I was getting it, plus living off of my student loans. I had one who was in traveling soccer and traveling basketball. I had another one who was in traveling softball, ASA. I had one who was in competitive dance, and I had a toddler at my hip and one with special needs. I was traveling to Iowa City for this therapy, cage therapy, neurofeedback, Botox injections, chiropractic care, reflexology, you name it, we were doing it, and I was doing it by myself. All of the stress from this life I had quickly ballooned up, gained all of that weight. I was 250 pounds overnight, and I just had no energy, and I was broke, and I didn't know how I was going to make ends meet. I was on my knees praying for something, and lo and behold, dealing with it. I didn't know that, though. Because of my excuses, I didn't do anything with it. And if it weren't for a neighbor pursuing me and being excited about it and getting on the products herself and it changing her life, she kind of drugged me into helping her, which in turn helped me.
Yeah.
So started helping her do her BBPs and stuff, which I really was not excited about. I didn't have time for that, but I did. I'm committed and I love my friends, so I went ahead and did that. Within 3 months of actually doing the business and having these BBPs, which were so super simple, just pressing play. And, once I got out of my head and once I stepped forward and actually did it, I was like, oh, this is it. This is easy. Usually it's just a fear and anticipation of even getting into it. So once I did that, simple, I can do this. Hour of my day, no big deal. 3 months in, I had earned my investment back 4 times over. Within 7 months of doing that, I was assistance free for the first time in years since my divorce. So that was a little scary. I remember going to Jeannie like, I'm quitting. I'm done. I can't lose my food stamps. I need to feed my kids, blah, blah, blah. And she convinced me that Yoli has supplemented that. That's a big deal. Now I need to dig my heels in and really make this work because it's working. So that's exactly what I did. I didn't want to live off food stamps. I didn't want to live off of student loans. I didn't want to live that life. I wanted to give my girls an example and go against the grain. I wanted to not be a part of the statistics. Yeah. So within a year of starting the business, I became car qualified. Yoli still pays for my car every single month for over 2 years now. Within another year, I quickly hit the rank of triple emerald, where I found a little bit of comfort, and I've been sitting at for a year now and still earning a paycheck every single Friday. I can go on vacation with my kids and still get paid every week. I can not do this thing and not have a BBP, and that residual income is still happening. And clearly I'm at a BBP now. I'm a little flustered because I'm trying to juggle a couple of things. I mean, I'm still doing it because I do love my friends. I do products. I do have belief in this company, and there's no way I'll ever stop doing it. But changed my life. It started as, just grocery money and gas money, and I was elated about that. And now I'm earning a living, raising 5 daughters by myself as a single mom still, paying for my own home, the only paying for my car. Who does that? I'm not living on government assistance. I've never gone back to food stamps. Yoli did that, and forever and ever, ever grateful and thankful for it.
Awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much, Veronica. I mean, your story, it's just kind of never ending because of the fact that it's done so much. And I know that you're not alone. There's moms that are single moms and single dads and, you know, people that are doing it on their own all across the country, into different countries. And, you know, this has been an amazing, you know, method and way of being able to, you know, become independent. And, you know, like Veronica was saying, you know, it's getting away from having to have assistance even for so many people. And that's a huge deal. So thank you for sharing, Veronica.
It is huge. I could go on and on, you guys, for real. I could go on and on.
Exactly.
But
Oh, she could. Awesome. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get on to our next speaker here. This is like one of the funniest guys I've ever met. I can't believe that I have not met Jeff earlier in my life. Cracks me up, but also has had an amazing, amazing physical and emotional transformation as well as a financial one. So I'm so excited to introduce Jeff Carroll to share his story. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeannie. Hopefully I'll be funny. I don't know if I've got anything prepared. So, but again, I know we want to focus on the business side, and I love speaking to that. But definitely, just the background. My wife was introduced to Yoli about 4 years ago. Had an amazing transformation. Was motivated by weight loss. Lost 25 pounds. Has kept it off. But more importantly, she was able to reduce a ton of medications for anxiety, for depression, things like that, and has actually had some where she's been completely removed off of them. Yoli has definitely changed her life, and being a stubborn husband, I didn't jump in right away.
No.
Yeah, so I waited over 3 years and met Keith and Jen, and through baseball, anyways, talked with Keith. And when I was ready to jump in, I already knew the products. I had product belief, but I jumped right in last August as a business member / obviously customer and user. And since I've started Yoli, I've lost 30 pounds. Definitely have had a ton of health gains. Blood work improved. Cholesterol went down and is in the acceptable good range, if you will. I have gout, which is always not a fun thing to tell people. But it is what it is, and it's extremely painful. And since doing Yoli, I've not had one flare-up in over 14 months, or since last August. So that's been awesome. And that alone is worth its weight in gold. So your health, you know, as we always talk, is one of those things. When you have it, you can dream of a million dreams, and when you don't, you have one dream, and it's to be healthy. So we've experienced awesome emotional and physical transformations. I became commissionable in February, so that's as a business member when you can start to draw commissions. Prior to that, though, I did earn a lot of free product. I won some prizes through Yoli Corporate. I won a cruise through just sharing and getting customers. So obviously there's other things you can do even when you're not commissionable, and all those things were awesome and love those things. But we've been fortunate where probably the first big thing we did with our Yoli money, and you do get paid, as Veronica said, every week. And so when we went on spring break this year, we went down to Florida, and I travel for my real job, and I used points to pay for our hotel for half of the week, which was right on the beach in Clearwater at the Hilton. And I used Yoli funds to pay for the rest. And the beautiful thing there, we're Dave Ramsey family. We do not want to use credit cards. And so this allowed us to take a vacation that didn't follow us back because of having it on a credit card, and was really just awesome. And even to the point where in the past I would have been like, what's the cheapest room I can get, and this and that. And this year I was like, all right, let's see if we can get a suite. Trying to do it up, which my kids are like, are you nuts? Who is this man? But anyway, so it gives you some peace of mind, which is really awesome. Also car qualified, which is $300 every 4 weeks, every time you qualify. And then if you do the Yoli car, obviously that bumps up to $600, which is amazing. And what a huge perk. And it's not that hard to get to that level for those of you just starting in this business. So that's really exciting and something really to set your sights on. Most recently, we've paid off a loan 3 payments early because of just banking our Yoli funds and then applying those to that loan. And then just a couple weeks ago, actually, we were in Cedar Rapids moving my brother-in-law and sister-in-law into a new home. And my oldest daughter goes to Iowa. She drove up. Of course, the first thing she says when she gets out of her car is not, hey, it's good to see you, I love you, Dad. It's, hey, my brakes sound funny. So sure enough, we go to Tires Plus. $425 later, we get her rotors and brakes taken care of, and her car is now safe to drive. But I will, just being brutally honest, a year ago, I would have been really angry just because it's money I hadn't planned for, and B, I would have thought, why didn't she just take care of her car? And actually, she's done an amazing job of trying to take care of her car. So this time I was able to say, you know what, let's go get it looked at. They gave me the total. I said, no problem, do it, because I knew we had the money. And that's where the Yoli funds have really been amazing for us. It's budget support. It allows us to not worry and have emergencies that in the past would make you have to, we haven't for quite some time, but might make others rely on a credit card. We have an emergency fund that we haven't had to touch because we're just using our Yoli funds. So it's been awesome. So no more emergencies, just great budget support. And the thing I love about this business is it's your business. Someone earlier said it's not easy, but it is simple. It's duplicatable. You get so much support and help. I mean, I have help from around the world. I have people that I just met through this business that would stop doing what they're doing in a moment to help me build my business in Canada, in the Philippines, and now go forward in Mexico. So the duplication is amazing. It allows you then to leverage your time to help others. And that's what we love about Yoli. It's what I love about Yoli. And I make time for it. I work a full-time job that's not 40 hours a week. It's 50, 60 hours plus a lot of travel. I have an active son. He's a freshman at Bettendorf. My two daughters in college. But we make time. I block out my calendar. I know when I have work commitments. I know when I have family commitments. And then I make time for Yoli. And I've been able to have nice success giving it 5 to 10 hours. I know some of my friends think, man, I could never give it as much time as you do. And I think, man, I don't feel like I'm giving it nearly enough time. And it never feels like a too much amount of time. And again, part of it is I love sharing. So never going to stop sharing. And then I also hear the people that aren't sure about the business. Well, I can't sell. It's really sharing your story, you guys. It's social selling about your experience. And the beautiful thing there is people say yes or people say no, and you go and share with the next person. It's not like you're selling them something that they don't need. Everyone needs the gift of health. And I know, Jeannie, you say it, many people say it, it's a give, it's not a take. And that's why I love sharing. I have no issues with sharing with anybody. And if they aren't interested, that's great. No problem. I mean, to each their own. But I know we have a solution for many things, physically, emotionally, and financially. And for my family, it's been a blessing in all three. So we've really loved this journey so far. We'll never stop sharing Yoli. And our daughters are both using product. My parents use, my in-laws use, my brother-in-law is in as a business member. My sister's a business member. I mean, it really is a family business, and it's just been an amazing experience. We love it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff. I mean, you were just so right. You hit the nail on the head so many times. When it comes to the fact that this is your business, when every one of us makes that decision that we're going to commit to, joining a business with our friend or our family or whoever it is, it's like it's one big family, one big team. And it's not ever like you're having to do a business on your own, because, most traditional business, you are on your own and you're doing your own thing. Or most businesses kind of like ours, where it is direct selling or network marketing, it is that you're pretty much on your own. Whereas we do so much together as a team, and I just realized that every one of you that is speaking tonight is actually car qualified. And I didn't even realize it. So it is so feasible and so doable, even to have something like that, a car bonus that helps you to pay for your car payment, or even to have a luxury car. I mean, I worked in the corporate America for 20 years and never did someone offer me a car bonus. So right. That's pretty significant. And, Jeff, you were talking about the fact that, you can use your Yoli really just as kind of like a backup plan, or a small savings for emergencies, that kind of thing. And it can be whatever you want it to be, but I love the idea of not living on credit, but also being able to save up, and maybe you have a dream vacation to Disney for the family. I mean, it's just an extra way, that you can have a little avenue to be able to save up for something that's special. So that's really awesome. And of course, Yoli has so many incentive trips. I know I've been, with the business, a little bit about my story later, but for about 5.5 years now, and literally my whole family has been on let me think here. We're going on our 14th trip now in 5.5 years. And before Yoli, I literally never needed a passport. So that's pretty awesome. But anyway, thank you so much, Jeff, for sharing. And we have one more guest speaker tonight who, this is another piece of the amazing thing about Yoli, is that, you're going to meet people and we all have met people that we never would have met had we not said yes to Yoli. And Kim Parker actually found me on Facebook and became great friends of Erica and myself. And now it's just like, she's like another sister. So Kim has been with the business for 11 months and is doing amazing. Not only the financial piece, but her physical and emotional transformation is incredible. So please welcome Kim Parker.
Hi, everybody. So I'll talk a little bit. My transformation started just over a year ago for the physical and emotional part. I actually lost 75 or 78 pounds from August to February. Since then, I've been maintaining for the entire summer, which I've never been able to do. I always yo-yo dieted. So this is more of a lifestyle. So I'm back in weight loss mode, down 4 pounds already. Along with that, I suffered from severe digestive issues along with severe back pain. And literally after 7 weeks on Yoli, all of those issues were gone. And mind you, I had taken 17 different types of probiotics for 5 years and nothing even touched it. More profound than my weight loss has been probably my emotional transformation. I'm not going to get into that because that's literally a whole crying session waiting to happen. So I'm not going to go into that. But my emotional transformation has been the best. And if you ever get a chance to talk to my husband, you should talk to him because he can speak on that. But I do want to talk about why I joined the business in October of last year. I work in minor league baseball where we work very long hours. For example, last week I worked 87 hours. That's like a low week. I've had 102 hours before, so I miss a lot of family time. And let's be honest, I'm at a cap where I'm at financially. So after having my physical and emotional transformation with Yoli and just seeing my parents start to use the products and having their results, I knew that these products were going to change lives. Like if it could touch me that much just that way, like why not find out about the financial benefit? So I met with Jeannie and Erica, and on joining the business, I told them I was going to sign up that night. And then on the drive home from Davenport, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like, I don't know if I can do this. But honestly, I thought to myself, what did I have to lose? If I fall completely flat on my face and do not make this business work, what do I have to lose? I have nothing besides all these awesome Yoli products that have changed my life. So it's okay. I have 4 months and a sample pack and I'm good to go. But the difference was, what if I succeed? I knew it would take time, as all businesses do. So I set a realistic goal that I believe to be obtainable within a year. I told Jeannie and Erica that I wanted to become commissionable with 2 business partners and start earning grocery money within a year. Little did I know that my friends and family were going to just totally take to this. So within a month, I had my 2 business partners and I started earning grocery money. I actually qualified for the incentive trip last March, the one to the cruise, but I couldn't go because in minor league baseball, you're contracted for a season and I couldn't work. So this is exactly, that was a sign pointing to me like, this is why you're doing this, because you want that time freedom. So I went to college for 7 years, 3 degrees later, and $70,000 worth of student loan debt. I wasn't even guaranteed a job. The job I have now doesn't even require a master's degree. And I do not regret my decision to go to college. I'm just bringing light to the fact that majority of things don't happen overnight. They take time, they take dedication. Just like college takes time and work, just like your marriage takes time and work, so does this business. However, it's something you can do part-time, and for me, that's what I had to do. I'm very lucky to be working the business with my family and friends who have joined us on this mission. Helping them become successful has also helped me become even more successful. I no longer have a car payment because a month and a half ago, I actually got my Yoli car. It shows that I'm not, can anybody hear me? Can you hear me, Jeannie?
Yes, I can.
Oh, it's going weird. It keeps telling me I'm leaving the meeting. So
Oh, no.
could you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear everything. Yep.
Okay. Sorry. It was like, why? I'm like, I don't want to leave the meeting. Okay. So I no longer have a car payment due to Yoli. Yoli pays for 3 Series BMW that I love so much. So I have that $300 in savings because my last car payment was $300. And being car qualified and actually getting a car was my year 2 goal because I had yearly goals. And that I actually achieved in 8.5 months. And I was also able to, I just paid off my family's trip for my brother's wedding in Mexico. So myself, my husband, and my daughter are going down there. So I paid for all three of us to go with Yoli money. I also paid off one of my student loans. Now I have $70,000 in debt, so it's going to take a while. However, I was able to pay it off. I make, to give you a rough estimate, I make around, I would say, an average of $200 a week, give or take. Like last week was 307. A few weeks before it was 125. So it kind of all depends on the week and how many kids you have going out. But I still have a long way to go from where I want to be, because my number one goal is time freedom and to be able to buy my parents a house in Arizona on the golf course. However, I want time freedom by the age of 37, which is 4 years from now. So I have some work to do. The beauty of this business is you can achieve what you want. Some may want to earn like Jeannie Fountain, which is totally what I want to do. However, that means I'm helping thousands of people. But other people may only want to earn $100, just to help out with groceries, which is $400 a month, where they can pay their phone bill or, their car payment. There's all different types of levels. So the decision is clearly yours on how far you want to take it. But I will say that I am 100% a walking billboard for Yoli, because it's changed my life physically, emotionally, and now just recently in the last 8 months financially. So.
Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps. You are such an awesome story, Kim. Thank you so much for sharing. And it's so amazing to me that, even, for example, like Kim, you had just mentioned ballpark somewhere around $200-300 a week. Think about that. If that's just per week, 800 plus a month, that you're $800 to $1,200 a month, basically, just by doing something that you so love and that you're passionate about, and that, it's just helping other people to get healthy. And then what's amazing is that even if you only have a couple of business partners that are working with you on your team, it's not just them, it's who they know that you're impacting lives that you would never imagine in a million years. But, the whole student loan and the college debt, situation, been there, kind of like Bree was talking about, been there, done that. And granted, thank you, Lord, I graduated in 1994, so it was way less expensive back then. But still, we're not guaranteed, an income, even that route. And I'm so grateful for my experience, of course, and being able to have a position when I do come out of school. But, when you come out and just have even something like this, and that's what I love too, is that both of my sons, one is 22 actually this month, and the other one just turned 20. They're both in the Yoli business and are both car qualified. And, when you're 22 and actually it was 21 and 19 when they both became car qualified, that's like pretty amazing stuff, when you're that young and you have so much time ahead of you. But I will say, Kim, that now you make me feel old, because you want to retire by the time you're 37.
Yeah, I'm trying to beat you. I'm trying to beat you.
So anyway, but thank you so much. Great nuggets of wisdom there. And it's absolutely so true. And we just are so appreciative for all of you guys who joined us to be able to speak tonight. I just want to share, if you don't mind, just a little bit about my story too. I actually have been in the business for about 5.5 years now. And in the beginning, I honestly did not want to do this as a business. I was dragging my feet. My twin sister actually had to pull my hair out to get me to say yes, because, the thing is like, I think we all can acknowledge the stigma of direct sales or, MLM, multi-level marketing, network marketing. I was kind of like, no way, I'm not doing it. My mindset was not there. But now I look back in time, I'm thinking, why did I not know this when I was, 19, 20, even 25? I wish I would have known that there's a way to gain some leverage in my life and actually to gain some time freedom. But that wasn't God's plan. So obviously, just 5.5 years ago, I found Yoli and started to work this business. And in 1.5 years, I was able to retire from a 20-year career as an occupational therapist. And most of that time was management. So I was, thanks, Jeff. So most of that time I was in management. So I was salaried. So I was literally on call 7 days a week, because that's what you do when you're in management, and was working so many hours. And with 4 children, in the beginning in 3 different schools, you know, I felt like, how could I possibly do this? But the great thing is that it's not about what you can't do, but what you can do. So if I had a half an hour at lunch, I can make a couple of phone calls, which is what I did. You know, if I had a couple evenings in the week, my husband was at home helping me out with the kids and getting them places, that's what I did. And so, you know, it doesn't have to be a all in, I got to work 40 hours a week in my job and I got to work 40 hours in my Yoli business. It really isn't. That's the wonderful thing, is it really is so part-time. You know, and here we are roughly 3 months ago. This is my husband's first summer home. I was actually able to retire him from a company called Granger after 17 years of being employed there as a branch manager here in the Quad Cities. And so to me, really, when it comes down to it, when I look back in time and I realize that it really doesn't have anything to do with specifically money or that financial piece, but what it really has everything to do is freedom, and the time freedom to choose where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be there. And, you know, and there's really, I can't even describe or give an adjective that describes how that feels when you can get up in the morning and know that you control your day, and that I don't have to go and swipe my time card every day, really, for the rest of my life now. And I'm 47 years, actually I'm 46. Geez, I'm aging myself. 46. My husband's 47, and we have so much time. Praying to God that we have so much time left in our lives, but you know, that we can actually just enjoy our lives. And the thing is that we get to do just this now. And I can't even tell you the feeling of the sense of purpose of every day of getting up and knowing that I get to work with people like all of you on this call today, and to be able to just transform lives in ways that people would never fathom, just like I never fathomed. So anyway, but that concludes our stories for tonight. Please, if you don't mind, when you get off this call, if you have more questions about how Yoli works, how the compensation plan works, maybe, you know, any kind of questions that you might have besides that, please get with the person that invited you, because they invited you because they care, they love you, and they want so much to be able to, you know, live life with you, work with you, travel with you, and that's what we do here at Yoli. So we also have, just an FYI, monthly member rallies that happen in the Quad Cities and really all over the country that happen, so that you can also get around other people as well and kind of ask some questions. So anyway, thank you all so much for joining us, and I love you guys, and God bless. Unmute.
Thanks, Jeannie. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.